Unless you're a kid, you've been there. Being a teenager is not easy. And I can only imagine that being a teenage boy comes with its own set of difficulties. I am the mom of 2 teenage boys, and I can tell you it has been a real challenge to raise them to love God. And it's mostly because of outside forces and influences. They are constantly barraged with secular messages. In order to be popular, they have to be athletic, good looking, they need to womanize, they need to party, and having lots of money always helps. With peer pressure rampant, and according to my kids, everyone doing whatever they want and usually getting away with it, it's pretty much impossible to keep a teenage boy away from sin. In fact, you know what? Yeah, it's impossible. We should give up. I mean, what's the point? Boys will be boys. We just need to accept that. Well, that's the end of my video. That one was easy. Oh, hey now. Hey. Get rid of that. I was kidding. That would be such a sad existence. We should really give our sons some more credit. They will believe us if we're constantly telling them that they'll give in to their hormones. They'll give in to their wily ways. But they are capable of so much more. I'm going to say something totally out there. Are you ready? Teenage boys can be virtuous. There, I said it. Crazy, right? But here's the thing. Here's proof. Meet Carlo Acutis. At the time of this recording, Carlo is not yet canonized a saint, but he is well on his way. For more information on the steps on how the church determines who are saints, please check out my previous video in the description in the card. Carlo was born on May 3rd of 1991. Yeah, I did not misspeak. 1991. We are talking a modern day potential saint here. He was a lot like other boys his age. He went to school, liked to hang out with his friends, played sports, loved video games. But Carlo was a little bit different. Even at a very young age, he showed a love for the Eucharist. And his parents kind of found this odd because, well, they weren't active practicing Catholics. In fact, Carlo is credited with bringing his mother back into the church. Carlo was known to be very intelligent. He taught himself how to program, and he was really adept with computers. When he was 11, he decided to start investigating and learning about Eucharistic miracles and designed a website to catalog them all so they can be displayed for other people to see. In fact, that very website that he created, we just mentioned in a previous episode not too long ago. Link in the description in the card. The more he learned about these Eucharistic miracles, the more devoted he became. He wrote during this project, the more Eucharist we receive, the more we will become like Jesus, so that on this earth, we will have a foretaste of heaven. He was 11. 11! Carlo was also known to encourage his friends to do the right thing. Now, there's some peer pressure for you. Don't you wish all peer pressure was like that? He would gather up his friends And they would go to Milan and hand out food and blankets to the homeless. When he was asked, like many adults ask teenagers, what do you plan to do with your future? He would simply respond, to always be close to Jesus. That is my life's plan. At the age of 15, Carlo was diagnosed with leukemia. He decided to offer up his suffering for the intentions of the Church and the Holy Father. He died shortly after the diagnosis. It was said of Carlo that his love for God and his care for God's people attracted others to him. And this was evident at his funeral when it was packed with family, friends, and even strangers. Carlo is an amazing role model for teenagers in general, but especially for teenage boys. He is proof that this whole concept that teenagers are going to do whatever teenagers do, so why bother parenting them, is erroneous. I have a message for all of you teenagers, especially you teenage boys, when it comes to peer pressure. And it comes straight from Blessed Carlo Acutis himself. Here's what he said. All are born as originals, but many die as photocopies. Give that some thought. Really give that some thought. Don't be a photocopy. Don't be. You don't need to be a photocopy. You don't have to be like all the other boys. You can be different. You can be virtuous. You can be a good person. And don't let anyone ever tell you boys will be boys. No. You can do better. You can be better. I have confidence in you. And you know what? Carlo's got your back too. I'm going to close out this video with my usual asking you to like the video and subscribe to my channel. But I'm also going to ask you to share this video with any teenagers that you might know, especially the boys. Teenagers, high schoolers and middle schoolers, they struggle so much, especially in today's society. There's so much pressure. And I think it's important for them to be able to hear that they do have a role model out there, a modern day teenager who behaved in a saintly way. We need to share this message of hope instead of setting a low bar for them because they're teenagers. No, we can expect more for them. They can achieve better. Blessed Carlo Acutis, pray for us.